Good morning everyone, and welcome back to another day in the life video. Yesterday I didn't record anything on Saturday just because I really did absolutely nothing related to school. I'll put a little bit on screen of what I was doing. Just went for a hike, went out for lunch and hung out with my girlfriend's sister and her fiance, doing some climbing. So it was a fun day overall. But now today, as I head off to work this morning, I am getting ready to gear up for the week. I'll put my to-do list on the screen right now as well, where I'm going to try and knock out as many of those things as possible while I am at work today, and maybe start looking into my MBTE prep book that we got from our school, just to get a head start on that. So I just got to make sure that I get over in time to do my opening tasks for the day. Well, I didn't record very much yesterday, and that's partly just because a lot that had happened after work was just doing a lot of apartment hunting, because we're on the lookout since our lease ends soon, so we're just trying to decide whether or not we're going to stay at the place we're at or not for another year, since we just have another full year before my partner knows where she's going to be at for her residency. But now that we're looking at today, we had our healthcare delivery class as well as medical conditions today, where we went over the final bits of wound care before our lab that's going to be later this week. And then tonight I am going to do a few more apartment tours with my girlfriend and try and knock out the remainder of the pre-work for the week, since there's not too much pre-work. That way I can really focus the rest of the week on the bigger projects, getting those done. So that way I have more time to do a little bit of MBTE review, work on research things, and other stuff like that. So I am going to spend some time just cleaning the apartment a little bit first, getting that pre-work done, and then we'll be doing our tours later tonight. Well, we started off this morning with some medical conditions, where we were going over some disorders with the endocrine system, talking about like diabetes as well as metabolic syndrome, and then a few things that we touched on were also PAD, or peripheral arterial disease. So it was a very informational session this morning, especially considering that our case that we're doing this week for our applied exercise science is someone who does have peripheral arterial disease, and that's actually the assignment I'm going to work on tonight when I head off to work. This afternoon was really just filled with a lot of running errands, going and doing some cleaning in the apartment and making sure that things are looking good, and then just kind of gathering and thinking of what else I need to do for this week. So tonight I'm going to mainly focus on doing that case, as well as putting together an agenda for my research meeting tomorrow to make sure we hit all the points that I know we need to keep having our stuff move forward and have a productive meeting tomorrow. So that's kind of what's on the docket right now. Then tomorrow, I believe we just have healthcare delivery in the morning, and I'll have an afternoon full of research. Then my friends and I are just having a fun night tomorrow, where I think we're doing just a Mean Girls party where we're going to all wear pink. We're going to just kind of have a big theme together, and it should be a really good time. So I guess I'll see you guys once that's done. Well, I had a long day of research this afternoon just because after our healthcare delivery class this morning, where we really were kind of reviewing some of the things we've already gone over and confirming some of the concepts, I went into the lab, helped with a couple of intakes and just measurements within our treatments. And then we had a short meeting where we used my agenda and ran through everything. So now we have a good place to go from now and help improve the processes we already have going on. So I'm happy with how that went. But now, as you can see, I have my pink on, and I'm going to head over to our Mean Girls party that we're just going to relax, have some fun, and I'll probably work on a little bit of homework. We'll see how that goes. I know that we're at least doing it a little bit earlier tonight, so that means that I should have more time later to finish just the last assignment that I have for tomorrow, which is that peripheral arterial disease case assignment, and then just reviewing the lab materials for tomorrow. Well, as you saw, we had a good amount of fun this morning in our medical conditions class. We were going over some wound care items and just kind of talking about the different layers of skin as we were peeling off the orange using some of our scalpel tools and trying not to go into the good viable piece of the wound that we were working on. So it was a really fun exercise to go over doing some of the wound packing and thinking about the materials we were using. So we also got to talk through some cases, look at some of the kind of dummies that they had in both skin colors, so that we could see one on a darker skinned individual as well as one on a lighter skinned individual, and kind of see those differences, because it definitely helps knowing that there is a stark difference between how things present. So I'm very thankful for the practice we got today. But I'm going to head over now, after grabbing a quick lunch, to the meeting with the clinical education team that I have to present all the feedback my class had. And then I'm heading over to applied exercise science, where we're doing some sub-maximal exercise testing. So I am so ready to jump in and do that. And then we just have work the rest of tonight. So that's pretty much the plan, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, today ended up being a pretty easy day overall, where this morning I was just making a list of things that I need to do for next week since we didn't have any class today. I went and did some errands, which took a bit longer than expected, but I still was able to get in a little bit of reviewing of some of the content in my MPTE review book, as well as do some Picmonic, preparing myself for more of those spaced repetition quizzes and just going through a few more concepts so that I can increase the breadth of knowledge that I have reviewed. And speaking about yesterday, it was really fun getting to go into lab and do all of the things with the oranges and wound care and everything like that. So overall, this week was really pretty fun, but that's all that I have for this week. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. Make sure to look out next week, as I am supposed to hear from most, if not all, of my sites that I applied to for clinical experience number 3 on if I got an interview or not. So that should be really exciting, so make sure to look out for that. But thank you all so much for watching. This has been KB DPT, and I'll see you all in the next video.